Okay guys, so in this video I'll talk to you about a very important aspect called talent management. Uh, Talent is all that the firms have, okay? And if you mismanage the talent, howsoever great you might be, you may be brilliant, most brilliant person on planet Earth, excellent salesperson or whatever, but if you just mismanage the most crucial asset of the firm, very poor chance that you will have in order to get through to the partner panel. But also, if you have reached director level position, I'm sure the most of the individuals will know a thing or two as to how do they manage their own talent, their own team. But if I have to really validate and check as to whether the person really manages a team very well, I'll look at the quantitative numbers. Now, although talent is all about the softer aspect, the qualitative stuff, but I'll take a look at the quantitative factors. What are those? Number one, of course, I'll take a look at the attrition rate. What has been the attrition rate in your team? Particularly in the last 2-3 years, do you have higher attrition than the firm average? Or is it lower? Is it higher? If you have more people leaving, clearly it tells me that you're not really good. Now you may say there could be many various factors. I get that. You may say that I'm only responsible for managing my direct reportees. They in turn manage their own. But how can I be really, be considered or evaluated based on the overall attrition of my team? I have a large team, could be 50, 100, 200. So none of these things matters, guys. Eventually, your leadership style, your talent management style, your people is something that you will encourage them to follow, and you will have a very strong. You should have, it is expected that your team also follows the same ethos, same principles in managing the team. If they're not able to do that, clearly there is a bit of an issue. You don't really know what it takes, because managing talent is the most important concern for the CEO and the leadership. Everybody wants good talent. Nobody wants the talent to go away. People want a very motivated, charged team, superlatively passionate, and that's what this is like a dream come true for every CEO, because what the firms are nothing but some total of all individuals, right? It's the quality of the individuals that make the big difference, how superlatively charged they are. So yeah, this is the very important factor, the attrition rate. Then I'll take a look at the feedback from staff. In some firms, they collect feedback, 360-degree feedback. They collect feedback about the firm. So what has been the feedback? If feedback has been average, below average, above average, all of that. So these things you have to keep in mind. All I'm trying to bring in this series is to help you focus that, guys, this is extremely important. If you do that, I would say great, you're pretty smart. But if you don't pay attention to any of these things, you could say that these are just peripherals. Client billing is the only thing that matters. Guys, this is important. I'm telling you why this is important. You're not the only person that can get the revenue for the firm. It is the team, right? If your team is good, charged, I want to really know that. The third thing, obviously, I want to know is that in your team composition, how many of them are excellent raters or top star performers, or let's say raters 5 or 1, whatever you look at it, and how many of them are there. So basically, are you a breeding ground for generating top class performers? If you have top class performers, it tells me that you're very good in taking care of your people. You are able to charge them. You're able to give their work according to the strengths. You manage certain weak areas, and as a result of all of those things having been done right, those guys are able to come out as top performers. So it tells me a lot. So a breeding ground for top performers is really very powerful pull factor, because as I mentioned, if you can contribute more assets to the firm, all individuals are assets for the firm. And if you're somebody who produces these assets in the sense that you converts the ordinary performers into star performers, you're a really, really good guy. Okay. Clearly, the other factor I will take a look at is the improvement in ratings. How many of, let's say, poor performers you've been able to pull up and then and make them rate a 3 or made it a 2, depending upon where they stood up. 3 moving to 2, 2 moving to 1, how the movement has happened. I want to know the numbers. Of course, once I'm interviewing you in the panel, I will have all the data, and I'll question you that, your guys haven't improved. This particular guy's rated 3. What have you been doing? Or have not you been able to help? Why someone has gone down from 2 to 3 or 1 to 3? So what has happened? So I want to know about all of that. Also, I want to talk to you about the people whom you have counseled out and they still are continuing to become the friends of the firm. A lot of people in your team, you may not be able to nurture them well, particularly in the consulting fraternity. Yeah, and then what exactly you've done to really help them move out and place them in good position, help them go to a different place and still do very well. So basically, talent management has all these components. You don't necessarily have people working in the company, working in the firm, and therefore you are evaluated. If you have been somebody who's very smart in counseling people to sort of make them go out and occupy good positions in other places because consulting is not really for them, or they're not enjoying doing consulting work, even that's a really powerful indicator that you are a very good people person. Then I will take a look at the attendance in meetings and reskilling. That's very important because most of these companies are wanting the employees to reskill themselves and be ready for the new world order. This completely, all of it is changing. We all know that, and it'll keep changing all over. But it's only recently, last 3-4 years, I've realized that the leadership has realized that they really need to not only sell the services, they need to also reskill the people who have to sell the services to the new world order. So reskilling of your employees, how many of them have been able to do that? These are some of the non-mandatory campaigns which firm runs in terms of meetings, and some of them are mandatory. But how many of your team members have been able to reskill and be ready for the change and take up new positions? So guys, reskilling is something, again, I want to take a look how many of your team members have been able to do that. Then I will take a look at the ability to attract talent from the market. Very powerful. It's a big differentiator. It's a war for talent. As I mentioned earlier also, that there are more opportunities than there are talented people available in the firms to be able to grab those opportunities. If you're somebody who people follow and love to work, clearly you are the person. You may say that all these attributes are a partner attributes. Guys, you are now aspiring to become a partner. So don't think that you will become a partner and act like a partner. You'll have to act like a partner, and then you'll be given the title. This is the test. This is the test to test whether you are actually acting like a partner right now, even though you may not have a partner title. Now you may think this is too much. But this is too much. So what do you think? Becoming a partner is a sort of only goodies gonna count. It's a position of responsibility. It comes with different set of requirements. So if you have somebody who can attract talent, or you have an eye to spot talent and convince him or her to join the firm, really something that I will appreciate quite a lot. And even if they don't ask you in the panel, you can actually articulate these things to say, look, these are something that I've done out of my line of regular duty that I'm supposed to be doing. The last point and the most important point is that if we make you a partner, who is going to do the work that you're currently doing, right? So very important, because if you think that whatever you are doing, you become a partner and you will continue to do the same thing, clearly a bad idea, right? Because once you become partner, more responsibilities are going to be coming to you, and my natural question to you is that who is going to now take your position? So question is, who's your number two? Who is the person who you can rely upon and close your eyes and not worry about the fact that something can go wrong? Who's the person who can do the work at your caliber, at your position? This is called the work thing, guys, not the software aspects like talent management and things like this. This is called the work. So basically, you have to be ready right now to tell the folks that, look, I have so and so person or a team of people. Between them, certainly they can take up. I'm not really required. I've really worked on them. They're pretty good at it. Yeah, I would say bingo. But most of the people, they don't think like that. So guys, I'm sowing these seeds of thought in your head. If you have been thinking along these lines, I would say great. If you've not been thinking along these lines, think along these lines and make sure that you have a solid number two. Okay. So I hope this resonates. Talent management, to my mind, is the most important factors in my assessment of the person's ability to contribute to the cake, the large piece of the cake or the kitty. If you are good at that, I have no questions that my firm is going to grow if I get you in my team. Okay, guys, I'll end this lesson now and I'll move on to the next one about the things I will assess. I'll take a look when I'm looking at a candidate for partner interview. Okay, bye for now, guys. See you later.